Ripple CEO Barry Garlinghouse talked about a big step forward in the ongoing case between Ripple and SAC in a recent podcast episode with Chris Wasgast. Garlinghouse talked about a turning point in the 4 years of court cases that happened when federal judge Annalisa Torres said that selling XRP on secondary markets is not the same as selling securities. This week, he said that 3 goes beyond Ripple and is a victory for the whole business. Don't forget to like, share, and follow. Now let's begin. To begin, the CEO of Ripple thinks the cryptocurrency market will hit $5 trillion by 2024. Someone named Brad Garlinghouse said that. People forget that Ethereum is not a security and that XRP was the second most valuable digital asset before the SET. That means the bull run isn't over yet. How much of the $5 trillion market cap will go to XRP? What do you think? Folks, you're wrong if you think the USD is slow to regulate this brand new big technology. It is called financial inclusion through technology as the regulator perspective, and it was made in 2018. When they talk about the 4 pillars of smart regulations, it helps officials in different countries understand what they need to do until they meet. It wasn't because Gary Gensler did nothing that he chose to regulate. While researching the Dodd-Frank Act, you will find that Gary set up rules for us, regulators, to be able to deal with threats to the U.S. financial system from any field that could hurt the U.S.'s financial stability. But he isn't regulating, so the SEC can run the crypto business on its own. Instead, he's just sitting there not doing anything in our eyes, Congress as well. But Gary and the SEC might be trying to make rules for everyone in the world. So don't govern vintage, it will do that on its own. Family, this is the world's best show. Next stop. This is crazy, bank after bank after bank. Anyone who works with Ripple and XRP will. Always wonder if this is a sleeping giant ready to blow up, just like Paul Barron does when he looks at a small sample of Ripple's partnerships. It's interesting to hear about the rumors about the rumored relationship between Ripple and Amazon that happened years ago during the dot-com bubble. As we can see, the deal with Amazon was made years ago during the dot-com bubble. XRP was picked as the winner. RippleCo talks about their big win over the CC. Brad talked about the bad times the company went through when Ripple was sued on a recent episode of Chris Vasquez's excellent show. He talked about the biggest thing the company did well during the 4-year lawsuit between Ripple and SAC. He also said that Rosalisa Torres, a federal judge, said last year that XRP sales in secondary markets do not count as security sales. This was a big win for the whole industry, not just Ripple. In a recent chat with Chris Vasquez on World Class, Ripple CEO Brian Garlinghouse talked about how he sees the cryptocurrency business. The discussion was mostly about Tether, which is the biggest stablecoin issuer in the world. It's clear to me that the US government is after Tether, so Garlinghouse was worried about how Tether might get involved with us officials. He made this point clear. Even though Garlinghouse agreed that Tether was an important part of the cryptocurrency economy, he said it was hard to say exactly what would happen if regulators took action. CoinMarketCap data shows that Tether's UDT stablecoin has a market value of more than $110 billion. Garlinghouse's path into the world of cryptocurrencies began around 2012 when he learned about Bitcoin. He has since gone on to become the CEO of Ripple. He was still not sure, though, that Bitcoin could replace banks. I first heard about Bitcoin around 2012. At the time, I didn't believe that a cryptocurrency could replace banks. He sat and talked about his first doubts. Because he was skeptical, he became more interested in Ripple's method, which supports working together in a space where cryptocurrencies and traditional finance can live together. But it did present a unique problem. Unlike his time at Yahoo, Garlinghouse was in charge of Ripple without an easy-to-reach network of peers in the same industry. He admitted that this made him feel lonely at the top of the business. Going through the legal storm, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission's lawsuit against Ripple was definitely a tough time for the company, as Garlinghouse easily admits. During the legal battle, he stressed Ripple's dedication to openness, making sure workers felt invested in the company's goals. Ripple reached a turning point on July 13, 2023, when the company won part of its case against the SAC as a broken-down crime, as Garlinghouse admitted in the interview. Cryptos will be strong in the 4th step of regulation. Garlinghouse is sure that a SAC affordable attempt to shut down the Bitcoin industry will fail in the end. He said this because the SAC would not be able to stop the crypto business. He thinks that the current regulatory situation is what's holding back the growth of the crypto market for now. Due to the fundamental difficulty of predicting market fluctuations, his job as CEO keeps him from trading cryptocurrency for fun. He told me I couldn't trade crypto because it's hard for me to know exactly when things will happen. Since price is about to wake up, let's look at what people think it will do right now. The next Consumer Price Index report, which is due out on May 15th, could be a vacancy according to Matthew Dixon of Ava ICO. This could wake up a sleeping giant that drives the price of XRP much higher. A CPI number that is lower than expected is likely to be a big reason for people to talk about going up. At this point in time, the price of XRP is 50 cents. It started the day at 52 cents. Dixon says that by the end of the month, the price of the Ripple-linked token could be higher than 60 cents because Federal Reserve Chair Jeremy Powell was dovish. The main U.S. stock indexes seem to be on track to record their 8th straight day of gains. According to U2D, Powell also played down the worries about stochastic inflation that had been affecting the markets in April and caused the Bitcoin price to drop as low as $56,000. An expert thinks that the CPI will go up by 0.3% next Wednesday. A reading that is lower than predicted, on the other hand, will be good for risky assets like major altcoins like XRP. And UTD coin bull Tom Lee recently predicted a huge drop in inflation. The co-founder of Fonstrat thinks that inflation will drop a lot in the second half of the year. He thinks this could finally push the price of Bitcoin to 100 FTK this year. Even though Ripple had a small win in 2023, XRP has been doing very badly in Bitcoin this year. The case is finally getting close to its long-awaited end, but it's not clear if this will be a bullish sign for the token this year. Prices around this point have been stable all day, and they're likely to stay that way for a while. After yesterday's drop, this goes from 52 cents to 50 cents, and trade volume is 51% lower at 530 million, which means that the next move will be huge. Either the price will drop or there will be a big jump in it. The number of trades was 500 million before, and they are still the same now, but the price is much higher. After that, the price will go through the roof again, but I don't know what will happen next, so we need to be ready for the worst. Stay tuned, like, and share, and I'll see you in the next one.